Hey, welcome back to the channel. Now, in this video, I'm just in one of my, this was actually a long-term rental, and I'm just throwing up the idea of whether I put this on short-term rental or put it on long-term rental. Now, I built this property back in 2007, 2008, and it's been on long-term rental ever since. Now, it's always been tenanted, never had any real major issues, but at the same time, there hasn't been much upkeep to it either. It's actually part of a duplex, so on the other side of that wall is an apartment, which is basically the mirror image of this one. Now that one there is on Airbnb and has been doing quite well, so that's why I'm sort of tossing up whether I flip this one onto Airbnb as well, but obviously there's a lot of things to consider. Yeah, I'll just do a quick walkthrough. This is the first time in, basically a decade that I've actually stepped inside here, so it's actually a bit strange, but this is basically the layout. So laundry, built-in pantry, got a kitchen, kind of a compact kitchen. As you can see, the garden probably needs a little bit of work. And one of the things I noticed on inspection is actually got some cracked tiles down here. So if that was on Airbnb, you wouldn't have these cracked tiles. You would have to get those fixed immediately. These could have been cracked by the tenant, the first year of being here, and they've just dealt with it or put up with it. Or they might have done, they could have just recently done it. Who knows? Let's head up the stairs. Either way it goes, after 10 years, it's going to need a bit of a paint. I think the carpets up here seem okay. So got bedroom there. Another bedroom towards the back. Master bedroom. And a bit of an ensuite. So as I said, it's the mirror image of the one next door. Now, because I own these properties, I've got the advantage of here that I can weigh up the two options of whether I throw this on long-term lease or put it on short-term rental. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. Pros and cons of both. Obviously, the biggest bonus on short-term rental like Airbnb is the potential to get more money. So that's basically what it comes down to. It's basically a financial consideration. The other consideration could be if you ever wanted to use the property, you can just book it out to yourself. You can keep a better eye on it, and also it gets you around some problems with evictions. I had in some of my other properties difficulties with actually evicting long-term tenants. So that's the major advantages there. So it's potential to earn more money and more control over the property. So who comes in and out of the property, and if things go wrong, how easily you can deal with that. So the three advantages. Advantages of long-term is that you're not dealing with the peaks and troughs. So you basically, what you're getting each month, you can budget around that. You don't have to buy the furniture. You don't have to as much upkeep. I've noticed before there's some cracked tiles in there. For this property, I would need to be maintaining the gardens. Cracked tile needs to come in and get that replaced between guests straight away, because you don't want the new guests coming in and going, oh, okay, this place looks nice. Hang on, cracked tile, that wasn't in the photo, and receiving bad reviews. The other thing that's unique in this situation is that I've got next door as well. So as a duplex. There's a soundproof wall between these, so they're quite big properties together. But the issue is, do you want to have two Airbnbs next to each other in terms of, will they cannibalize the market? Will people book one rather than the other? But basing on demand, currently all my properties are pretty much 100% booked out to the end of February, and that's the result of this being the peak period. A lot of events happening around the area. But come June, July, who knows what's going to happen? Who knows in terms of the wider market, who else is going to decide, okay, Airbnb is the way to go and put their properties on so that the overall market rate drops. So just considering all those things at the moment. Whatever way I decide to go, given that someone's just moved out of this property and it hasn't been really updated in 10 years, there's quite a few things to do there. The place is going to be painted all the way through. I'm going to change all the flooring down here, the fixtures up there, the taps, handles, all those type of things are going to be replaced and updated. If I do go short-term rental, I'm going to have to get it decorated and furnished and that type of thing. So still a few things to consider, but over the next couple of days, have people through here painting and fixing it up. So I don't have to make any immediate decisions on the long-term versus short-term until I start thinking about whether I need to buy furnishings or not. For a place like this, so 3 bedrooms, 3 living areas, geared towards families, it could be a significant spend on furnishing. A couple of beds, bunk beds, a couple of TVs, numerous sets of linen, couches in both areas. There's a sitting room in this area, dining table, bar chairs, all the cutlery. So, that stuff can add up pretty quickly. So we'll see how we go.